Hey guys, it's Dave from Search Hustle. Today we're going to be going over the WordPress dashboard. In the WordPress dashboard, it can be a little overwhelming when you see all of these options on the left sidebar and a lot of text. So we're going to try to help you understand the key areas that you want to focus on. If you're just starting out in a WordPress website, or if you're just taking ownership of your WordPress website and not sure what's going on in the back end, this should help you understand the main areas of the dashboard. We're going to start at the top. You always want to check for updates. Under the dashboard area, you'll have this drop down with updates. If there are updates available, you'll probably see a number there in red. That'll let you know that there are updates that you need to do. Those updates are pretty simple. You're just going to click on install update to get those going. If you do have the ability to back up your website before performing any type of updates, we highly recommend that. The next section is going to be posts. This is going to be all of your blog posts. Your blog content is going to be housed here. And that's where you'll be able to quickly access those. Or if you want to create a new blog post, you'll be able to go to this area to do that. Next, we have our media library, which is where you can quickly access any media that you've uploaded to your website. This could be images or videos. And then a section where you'll spend a lot of time is the pages area. And these are the actual pages of your website where you can add new pages or make quick edits or more in-depth edits to any page on your website. Coming down here, if you're using Elementor like we do, you'll have a menu for your Elementor settings where you can do integrations such as font integrations from Adobe Font Kit and other more in-depth integrations. Anything you need to adjust in Elementor settings is going to be here in this area. And then below that we have our templates. So if you're using Elementor again, this is where you're going to find things like your theme builder, where you can build a custom header and custom footer, as well as pop-ups, which we typically use for mobile navigation menus. And you can also view any templates that you've saved while you've been building your site. For contact forms, we typically use WP Forms, and you'll see that in the back end if you use that. There is both a free and a paid version. The paid version gives you additional options such as payment integration and the ability to get more in-depth information using smart fields and things of that nature. Below that, we have appearance. Every WordPress website is going to have this option under this menu item, appearance, where you can change the theme that you're using, and you can also customize your site. This will bring up a preview of the front end of your website. We'll get more in depth on that section in a different video. Then we have our plugins page, which is going to show you all of the plugins which you currently have running on your website. We highly recommend minimizing the number of plugins that you use and trying to keep the number of plugins that you have on your site as minimal as possible to optimize the speed and the reaction for your website. This can have a high impact on things like your Google Lighthouse scores and other types of audits that we typically run to measure the health of a website, which can ultimately have an impact on how your website shows up in search engine results. Next, we have the user section. So if you have multiple users on a website, you'll be able to see who those users are. You can add new users, and if you have other people actively signing up on your website, whether if they're just subscribing to your blog or something like that, you'd be able to view those here. Below that, we have our tools section, which you'll be able to do imports and exports, and any other types of typically if you're using redirection, you might have that show up here as well. Now, if you're running a WordPress website, you really need to have the Yoast SEO plugin. That is one of, if not the primary SEO plugin that most WordPress websites are going to be using. There are a few others out there, but this is what we've primarily used and had good success with. This is going to allow you to set, or help you set rather, your meta titles, meta descriptions, your open graph data for how things appear on social media search for your website. You can also set up your robots.txt file and other general SEO settings that can affect your entire site. You can set those here, and it's a very powerful plugin. It is also a free version and a paid version as well. Below that, we have some other sections that we typically, other add-ons that are from plugins, showing their settings here below that. Anytime you add a plugin, typically you're going to see it show up in this left menu section, and as well as like either settings or options. Not every plugin will always show up here, but the vast majority of plugins, if you're adding a new plugin to your website, there should be some type of setting here on the left sidebar to kind of show you how to do that. And that's a brief overview of your WordPress dashboard.